Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hello, my name is CJ, and this is my Creative Media Level 3 3D Skills Animation, or explainer even, called the Anti-Privacy House Tour. And yeah, this is it. So to start off, I'm going to be just talking about what I've used for the textures and what I've basically been using to actually build the house. I'm going to make this as quick as possible because I don't want to bore anyone. So for the textures, I used 3dtextures.me. If you just go to Google and just type in 3dtextures.me, then you get this website here. If it loads up really quickly, cool. Basically, you get all these different textures and everything, and if you click on them, if we click on one for example, it'll just go through what it gives you here, and then go to download all maps, and it'll give you this. And this is what I download. If you go here, just download. So now with how I actually made everything, let's do that. So first of all, for this I used a glass BSDF into a material output, and I set the roughness to 0.15. There we go, cool. And I've also made shape keys going onto this by going into edit mode. If I do that real quick, go into edit mode, and then you just select the plane using this tool mainly, and then you just like slide the door. So it's going to be in basis at the start. You just slide it over to where you want it to be. Make sure you've made shape keys beforehand. It'll start off with basis, and then you make another one that'll be called key 1. You call it whatever you want to, or if you want to keep it at key 1, that's completely fine. And then all you gotta do then is simply just select the value, or just change it to where you want it to be, slide that value all the way up to 1, and you can always change where you want it to be, and then this is what it ends up being. So yeah, and it's the same with all these. I've done it for every single one of these as well. I've kind of had to guess where these go though, but yeah, that's that basically. So with the frames and everything, all I've done here is basically just got a cube and I've made it really small, as you can see, and I've just joined them up around here. So with the picture frames, all I've done is, once again, I've gotten a cube, made it really small, and I've inset the faces until here. As you can see from, if I go here, I've inset the faces, and then what I've done is I've just extruded the face, press E, and then I think it's Y, and then I just put the face in a bit, and then the image is just an image as plain, and then with a bump map, as you can see from here. It's just the image from color goes into base color, and then alpha goes into height, and then that goes into normal on the principal BSDF. So that's about it. It sounds really confusing, but trust me, once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. Anyway, so with most of these I've used curves. If you just press Shift A, you'll go to curve here and then just go for Bezier. You've got all these different ones. I've added add-ons to my Blender. If you go to edit, preferences, and then just go to add-ons, you'll get all these different things, and you can just select whatever you want. I've also used, if you go up at the top here and type in dynamic sky or dynamic, then you'll get dynamic sky here. That's the best if you just want to have natural lighting like this. This might be a bit harsh on my PC, but basically it gives off like this easy enough lighting, and it lights on the inside as well thanks to the windows. And as you can see, I've got grass and everything here, and yeah, in my opinion, it looks pretty good. So yeah, once I've actually rendered this out and made an animation, it'll look really good. So with the pool, what I've done here is I just got a principal BSDF. I've changed the base color to a nice blue, and then I have gone to Musgrave. If you just type in here Musgrave, then you get that right here, and then you just pretty much attach that to over here, and then you attach the normal to the normal, and then you just play around with the scales and details, etc, etc. I'm just going to delete this though. Cool. So now going on to, let's see what else there is. The doors I've already explained, the windows are the same thing. Bike, there we go. So I made the bike myself. What I've done here is I've got 2 cubes and I've subdivided them a lot, as you can see. and I've made loads of cuts so I can get it into sort of an angle or sort of the way I want it to. They're not the best, but given the amount of time I have with this project, I'm not going to make the best, trust me. I'm not that skilled in this software. So I've pretty much just cut a bit here on the slice tool here, or loop cut it's called, and I've pretty much just done this where I've gone like that, and then I've just selected some faces and extruded them like so, like that. There you go. But yeah, that's all I've done there. And then I've added wiring by pretty simply just going for the Bezier curves again, and it took me a while to do this, but I basically just put them into the brake looking thing here. That's the brake disc, of course, even though this doesn't look properly like a bike because the chain is gone and everything. I don't have time to do that though. And also the spokes are just like compiled into one messy bit here. Once again, I don't have time to get a lot of this done anymore because I have until tomorrow. But anyway, so what I did to change the color was pretty much just go into the materials tab, and you just change the colors to whatever you want. So if you take that away, you'll just have a plain black bike, and that's what I did for this as well. And you can see the textures aren't really cool and like good on them. Like that stone path, that's the same one as I've used for this over here. It's just because I think it gives off a decent enough look, and I'm not looking for the best of the best right now considering how long I have. If I had 6 weeks, I'd probably go ahead and actually UV map them using the UV editing up there. So the Ferrari, or the BMW should I say, this isn't mine. I got this off turbosquid.com, and I just typed in I think it was like modern car, and it just came up with this. This is a free model. And yeah, this is the only thing in this whole entire project I haven't made because I don't have time to make a whole car, and this is pretty much meant for a car. So yeah. What else is there? I guess I can go for the gate itself. So the gate is also keyed to go down. So at the start of the animation, you'll see how the gates go down like that and everything. Like it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, like, you know, so on and so forth. These ones don't have keys because they're not supposed to open, because you don't need them to, because cars have plenty of them just go through here. The car's not going to be moving in the animation though, unfortunately. So when it comes to this door, this is a bit funky for a door because it does that. It's because this is like pretty much when I was first like learned keying and everything and how it worked. But yeah, my mistake was learned very quickly with that. What else have I done? With the balcony, I've just added curves on the top here, and I've added array. If I go to the modifier tab here, add modifier, then it's just array here. And I've added a few on the count, and then I've added it on the x-axis on the relative offset. If you enable that, then you can like kind of like fine tune it to where you want it to go, and so on and so forth. And I just basically copy and pasted that over here. Now in the bedroom, as you can see, there's like quite a lot of stuff and everything. Like I've done the bed, given the amount of time I have. It's not the best, I know, trust me. I'll just actually move that up a bit over here. Cool. Anyway, so the drawers are keyed as well, so they pretty much move out like so. All of them do, and then these move out as so, like this. There you go. The laptop was actually pretty easy to make. I've got little ports here. All I've done is cut bits in, and then I've extruded them in. That was the same thing. I've just made it like pretty simple. These were made out of cylinders, and these are basically made out of this and everything. I just like copy and pasted them. Same with this, and then I made this box here. I made that out of this red. This is basically like a makeup thing, really. Like, you know, it's like a woman in like a couple's room, I guess. I only made one room because I didn't have time to make loads of them right now. But yeah, so when it comes to, when it comes to the laptop over here, I just basically went on this face here, and I went into shading, and I just made a metallic. I just put the metallic really high, and it gave off this. So yeah, I could pretty much put a bit more roughness, I guess, in there actually. and it would look like this if I go back in. But yeah, that gives itself better. And then this is pretty much just a bump mapped Mac Pro, I think it is, something like that. I don't know what it is exactly, but I just bump mapped it and put the went into UV editing here, and then I just pretty much messed around with it here. So yeah, that's that. So these are pretty much curves again. This goes into the back of the mirror, and obviously the mirror is, well, I don't know how to explain it more than just saying it's a mirror, really. I've inset the face here, as you can see, and I've made it so it goes a tiny bit in, but it's really not noticeable. But yeah, that's what I've done for the room. The carpet, once again, is just one of those texture things that I've done for the walls and everything. It's the same process I've used for pretty much all the textures. The paintings are bump map and bump map and the actual flower art itself from alpha on the image texture to bump map height. Then that goes from normal to the normal on the principal BSDF. And then on the color, that goes to base color on the principal BSDF. So yeah, that's pretty much how I did that. And I pretty much just did that for that's Picasso, I think that is. I have a Starry Night one down here, and if I go up, that's just a flower image I got off the internet. Well, all of them I got off the internet, really, but you know what I mean. So as you can see, some of these things like kind of stick out a bit. Don't worry, in the actual animation they won't. It's just that's when I'm far away from it. So going to the table real quick, it's the same as the table over there, the kitchen table I'm going to call it. I'm not going to make an actual kitchen because I don't have time for it, but this is basically like a basic interior layout, and I've already done enough stuff outside, so I think I'm going to be let off the hook here. But basically this is just a curve that I've added some curvature to here. I've added a few more points, and I've just basically messed around with how it looks and everything to make it like a modern art kind of hanger. The door here, that also does open like this. It doesn't open with the things, but I learned for next time that not to do it the way I've done it, but it still opens and everything. I just have to key it all, basically, which isn't hard. So with this, it's just a glass BSDF to a material output, and then with this it's just it's just a plaster here, and I've just basically copied it over to here in the materials. And yeah, it's not exactly much, but once again, I don't have much time. This is just a subdivided cube. I've basically just messed with the edges and everything, as you can see, done that and everything. These are just cylinders, and I've used this balcony material, as you can see from here. I used subsurface, and I've used base color for that. And it's the same over here. I've basically made like these modern looking chairs and everything like that. The stairs are arrayed as well. Same with this. Same with the supports here, and that's just a curve as well. Pretty much half of this whole entire project is just curved. But yeah. Everything's just arrayed, and that's just one major like L wood box or cube even. My bad, sorry, I can't speak. And yeah, that's that. So the ladder is the same thing. It's just like one of those shapes, H shapes. So then I've just arrayed it, and yeah, that's that. So with these, you'll notice that, like, if I delete that, for example, it's going to look really weird under there. I prefer it to have what I had it as, but for some reason that makes my computer really laggy when I do that. Don't know why. But yeah, it's just basically like I've just used stair covers. I've just put the metallic up and stuff to make it more shiny, like modernized. The door is just like a plane that I've just let the sides down a bit and had a doorknob on it. That doesn't open, but I'm not gonna really make it open because there's nothing in there. So the pool, if I haven't already mentioned, that's a Musgrave map or texture. And then I've added that to bump map height, then I've added the normal to normal. And then I've just added base color to, I've just put that to blue to make this kind of color. The diver boards and everything, that's just one plane box down there, and that's just curvature. The main like thing here is the grass. So there's just a dirt texture beneath it and everything that I've just that's just been mapped and everything. As you can see, like if we zoom in, it's got a little ambient occlusion and stuff like that. And if I basically go onto here now, if I go to my particle system, then it's just using hair. If you click on advanced, set the number to 500, but then you need to have children. And if you have children, then it makes it a lot better. Then I've just put hair dynamics on as well. This just makes it a lot nicer and everything, and it also moves for the animation that I'm going to be making. So yeah, that's that. And that's pretty much all that's really needed to be said, really. Nothing else has really changed. Oh, actually, speaking of that, you'll see from someone will probably bring this up, but I did have a brick texture on this before. A screenshot will be provided by now, but I basically had like a brick texture, and all I did with that was I just took it off because, well, you know, I prefer this, really. There's not going to be any windows here because I don't want there to be, because, you know, too many windows is, in my opinion, just annoying. As much as I say that, but I've got like 2 massive windows here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The walls are just like extruded off, and I've just like gone around and everything. And as you can see from here, I've just like let these down a bit, and that's pretty much all I've done. So yeah, that's it. I've already talked about the gate, I think. Talked about that. Yep, cool. So I hope this was informative. The text was just an emission. That's it. And just set that to about 10. Cool. And yeah, that's it. So I hope this was informative in a bit, and it gave some kind of idea as to how I did everything. If not, then please comment below to anyone that's actually watching this. And yeah, I hope you guys like the animation that I actually made for it in the end. This isn't the actual rendered view, as you can probably tell. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a nice time.